You hatch out of your egg, your tiny body slipping from the thin casing and into the dirt below. You barely have time to process what's going on before your first instinct kicks in. Get moving. You're born ready for one thing: survival. The ground around you is damp and smells like decay. Your legs are weak, but you manage to push yourself up and start hopping, your tiny body barely able to keep up with the vast world surrounding you. There's no time for hesitation. You can hear a distant rumbling sound, the earth vibrating underfoot. It's not a friendly sound, it's a warning. A shadow crosses over you. It's big, dark, and it moves fast. Before you even have a chance to hop away, a massive foot slams into the dirt nearby, sending a gust of air your way. You freeze, your tiny heart racing. That was too close. You know exactly what that means. Danger. You quickly dart into a crack between the dirt and a decaying leaf, hiding yourself, motionless, praying that the massive predator will move on. It doesn't. The foot is followed by a thumping sound, and then a giant foot swipes across the ground, sending tremors that shake the very earth beneath you. But you're safe, for now. After what feels like an eternity, the danger moves on. You peek your head out from your hiding place, the air now filled with the sharp scent of something big moving nearby. It's a dog. You can smell it. That's your next meal, and your next obstacle. You could feed on its blood, but you're not sure if you're ready for it. But there's no choice. You don't survive if you don't feed. You hop cautiously onto the dog's fur, making sure to stay as still as possible, avoiding any sudden movements. The fur is warm, and the scent of the dog's body is intoxicating. You inch closer to its skin, your tiny legs trembling, and then you find it. The perfect spot. A patch of skin, warm, inviting. You move in. Just as you're about to pierce the skin with your tiny, sharp mouthparts, you feel it. A breeze, a movement. The dog twitches. You hop back just in time, narrowly avoiding the swipe of a massive paw. The dog's claws dig into the ground, but you've already moved. You dart toward a small patch of fur, barely escaping the danger. This is flea life, you think. Always dodging, always hiding. You're just trying to eat, to live another day, but that's not always easy. The world is full of dangers, humans with their swatters, bigger fleas competing for the same blood, and worst of all, the ever-present danger of being crushed by something larger than you. Still, you press on. You continue to leap from one patch of fur to another, hoping to find a safe place to feed. The world may be big, but you're small and quick. That's how you'll survive. Your legs are getting stronger, and with every leap, you feel more skilled, like you've got this whole mosquito-swarming world figured out. But let's face it, your life as a flea is far from glamorous. By now, you've learned how to thrive in the chaos, constantly jumping from one host to another, feeding when you can, hiding when you must. And what better place to live than a dog's back? Fur everywhere, cozy spots, and plenty of opportunities to feast. But that's not all. You've got competition. Other fleas who are just as hungry as you, just as fast as you, and they're not afraid to fight. You see one of them on the dog's back, right near its ear, taking up a prime spot. You could avoid it, play it safe, but that's not you. You're a flea warrior. You need that spot, and you're going to fight for it. You hop closer. The other flea notices you. You can see it twitching, gearing up for the showdown. Your claws are ready. You don't waste any time. You leap in and grab the other flea by the back, knocking it off balance. But just as you go for the blood, it flips and lands on its feet. It's ready to go. You're both locked in a battle of tiny claws and sharp movements. This is no longer about food, it's about pride. Who will be the flea to rule this dog's back? The battle goes on for what feels like forever. You dodge, you twist, you fight. Your heart races as you edge closer to victory. Finally, with one well-timed flick of your leg, you knock the other flea away and take the spot. You win. But there's no time to gloat. You've got bigger problems now. The dog starts to itch. It's scratching, shaking, and that means you're in for a whole new challenge. Flea swatting season has begun. The dog's fur gets a bit more frantic. The scratching gets harder. You can feel the air around you growing more dangerous. You know what that means. You better find a new spot, and fast. You scurry across the dog's back, leaping between patches of fur, trying to avoid its huge paw as it slams down hard. You dive into the underbelly of the dog's fur, hiding among the dense mass of hair. You're safe, for now. But there's no escaping the reality of flea life. It's a constant battle, for survival, for food, for space. But hey, if there's one thing you've learned, it's that you're good at this. Survival isn't easy, but it's what you do best. And no matter how many swats, sprays, or other fleas come at you, you'll find a way to thrive. It's early morning, and the dog you're living on is out for its walk. The day is bright, the air is warm, and you're practically surfing on the dog's back, trying to find that perfect spot for a meal. You're living your best flea life. But there's a problem. The dog is in motion. You know what that means. You have to hold on tight. And then, as you're casually moving between fur strands, the worst happens. The dog stops suddenly, like mid-step. Now you're sliding, spinning, tumbling through the air, clinging to the dog's fur like your life depends on it. And let's be honest here, it does. For a moment, you're in free fall, your tiny legs scrambling for purchase, trying to grab onto anything, and then wham! You land with a tiny thud, but that thud feels like the sound of doom. You've landed on concrete, and you've just lost your host. You can feel the heat of the sidewalk under you, and the ticking clock of survival starts to tick faster. The dog's moving again, but you're stuck. You scramble, hopping around like a maniac trying to catch up. But then, it happens. You see it. That huge shadow looming over you. It's a bird, and it's fast. Too fast. Before you know it, the bird swoops down, its sharp claws reaching for you like a death trap. You leap, you dodge, but the claws scrape your side. You barely escape, your little body slamming into the ground again. This is bad. You know how this goes. You've seen it before. One misstep, and you're gone. Your tiny body is no match for that bird's strength. But you do what any flea would do. You adapt. You duck and cover, quickly scurrying under a nearby leaf for safety, barely breathing, praying the bird will move on. Your heart races as you stay perfectly still, hiding in the shade, just waiting. Eventually, the bird gives up. It flies off to some other spot. But you don't feel relief just yet. You've got to keep moving, keep surviving. After all, you're a flea. And surviving? That's what you do best. You push yourself up and leap onto a nearby bush, ready to find another meal, but before you can even take a step, you feel it. The rumble. The ground shakes as something massive moves overhead. You freeze. No time to run. It's a human. They're walking by, completely unaware of the tiny creature clinging to the leaves above them. You stay perfectly still, praying they won't see you. But as luck would have it, they stop. Right beneath you. Your heart stops. You know what's coming. The swat. It's almost like a reflex. The hand shoots up, swatting at the air, coming straight for you. You're frozen. No escape. And then, swish. The hand brushes against you but misses. You've survived again. But that's just how flea life goes. One close call after another. The key is to survive just long enough to keep moving. The key is to survive just long enough to keep moving. You know the drill. Life for a flea is a constant game of hide and seek with danger. 1 minute you're hopping around like you own the place, and the next minute you're clinging to a tiny piece of fur, praying you don't get squashed. And honestly, that's the thrill of it. You've got a purpose, you've got a mission, and you've got to keep going. You survive by your wits, by your speed, and by your sheer tenacity. You dodge the swats, the sprays, the claws, the birds, the humans, and somehow you always find a way to keep going. But you're not done yet. No, the real test is still ahead. You see, after all the close calls, all the near misses, you've learned something important. It's not about being the fastest or the strongest. It's about being the most relentless. Life for a flea isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. A marathon of dodging, leaping, biting, surviving, and then doing it all over again. And you finally meet your end. Whether it's by swat, by spray, or by some other means. You'll know one thing for sure. You lived a flea's life to the fullest, and that's all that matters. You made it through, and that's something worth celebrating.